The following game has been rated E for everyone by the ESRB, and it has no listed restrictions. That means that the content in the game should be appropriate for anyone aged 6 and up. Furthermore, this game is also listed as early access. That means that this game is not yet completed, so what you will see in the following video may not be reflective of the final product. You have been warned. Greetings and salutations. I am Outlier, and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today is, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we are going to be playing a game I haven't tried yet called Hardspace Shipbreaker. In fact, it is so new it hasn't fully released yet, as it is currently in early access, and I believe it's only been actually available for sale and for play for a little over a month now. I know very little about the game other than the fact that you are basically a salvage engineer floating around in orbit, taking apart derelict spaceships that can no longer be used for their intended purpose. And as you're scrapping them, there are various hazards, like for some reason when they decommission the vessel, they decide to leave it filled with O2 and fuel, because that makes perfect sense. But you have to navigate those hazards. You also have to navigate your own air supply and thruster fuel, otherwise you could suffocate and die. And if you use your laser cutter to cut into the wrong thing, things start to explode. And there is a physics-based engine tied to the game, so technically in freefall, in zero atmosphere. So when something explodes, it smacks into something, and Newtonian physics takes over. Fun, various things happen. As I said before, it is in early access, so there may be some bugs and other issues with the game, but, well, that's what happens when you try to do something new. Yes, like doing what we're doing. But although we're 42 videos in, I wonder if you could really call it new. Yes, mistakes still do happen. Mostly on my part. But I digress. I've never played it myself before. I've seen other people play it on YouTube. Yes, technically I've only ever seen one video on YouTube, but it seemed interesting. So since I have nothing really further to add, this game is made by... Thank you again. And, well, that being said, let us begin. Oh, I almost forgot one part of the description. In addition to all the other hazards that you have to deal with, you're also basically an indentured servant to the company you work for. They sent you all the way up into space, gave you a whole bunch of expensive equipment, and expect you to pay for it all. So you start in debt. That being said, Now let us begin.
Humankind has industrialized much of the solar system. Earth has deteriorated into a place of squalor and decay. In orbit, a new breed of worker has emerged, the Shipbreaker. The labor is extremely dangerous, but for a select few, the hazard pay is worth the risk. Alright, so it starts with this load screen. There was an update that said view update, and it brought it to this next page. So greeting citizen LF-29118, I'm assuming 05, it's either 05 or OS. It's a corporation, you can never tell. Also, I like the fact that they don't actually use your name. Congratulations on acceptance into the links paved the way to the Galaxy program. From over 124.8 million applicants, you were chosen based on above average / exceptional physical and cognitive ability.
I'm assuming the others realize the cost and hardship and decide to chicken out.
Participation in this program can be lucrative and rewarding, depending upon our willingness to follow the vision and processes of Lynx Corporation. You've been assigned to Salvage Station 42, designation Morrigan. The station currently has no additional personnel, but if you are able to demonstrate the ability to build and grow a profitable operation, a number of exciting opportunities await you. Remember, employment in the Paved the Way Galaxy program is at the sole discretion of Lynx Corporation, can be revoked at any time. Active insubordination or malice will not be tolerated. Upon receipt of your electronic signature, a shuttle will be deployed immediately to your current location and deliver you to your post. Training will commence immediately on arrival. I really should read what's there. Finalize your info on the following pages to confirm employment. Alright, so links work effort tracking and employee social hub require an employee account name. Please enter the account name below. Profanity, anti-corporate slang, or jargon is not accepted. Select revival package. We proudly offer you our body and mind revival program to new employees. For details, you select the revival package. Terran Health Board Advisory cloning has a 0.02 chance of DNA corruption. So we get unlimited clones, but each fee will cost $150,000. So every time we die, that's $150,000 already added to our cost. So, do I want to use the name that I've been using for my channel, or because something tells me this is going to tie into something in the world. So let's go with the following. So voice ID verification to verify your identity, confirm the voice file you submitted in your original application. Link's Vox ID is a security measure to protect your data. Apparently this is coming soon. I have no idea what this is for. Orientation preference. Selecting orientation scheme for your personal ability unit. Studies indicate that proper orientation settings improve productivity by 40%. So I can have standard or inverted. I am currently using a keyboard and squeaker, so no gamepad there. Our food processor serves a variety of dietary preferences. Food costs based on current market value may change over time. I have no idea what this does. But, yeah, let's just pick one. Press to agree with each statement. I have no criminal record in Terran or Martian zones. A record in the Jovian frontier is acceptable. Non-member or have never been associated with a workers' union or labor interest, in game or in real life. Well, for both of these things. I've completed my annual medical exam and have been cleared for having McCullough's lung. I'm assuming that's true in-game. I don't know what that is, so I can't attest to real life. There are no commercial real estate interests on Luna, in the asteroid belt, or in the nation state of Arizona. I feel like there's a story behind that one. I will bring a positive attitude and problem-solving mindset to work every day.
No, I hate it when they say this, because then they can argue, oh, you're not happy enough. Stupid retail.
I understand and accept the health and risks associated with long-term exposure to Vander Waals field. Don't know what that is, but sure, let's say we understand it. I'll vote for Chancellor Zoom Chung in the Pan American Senate election. Okay, this seems rather shady because corporations aren't technically supposed to affect your political leanings, and they can't say you will vote for somebody. But then again, this is the far-flung future, so God only knows, because there is a Pan-American Senate, apparently. Next, Shipbreaker employment conditions. This agreement is made for the 8th of November, 2329 between Link's Corporate Department Salvage and the laws of Star Solar Industries. No, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but you never know when they sneak actual fine print into it. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's any real world counterparts. It's just basically you agree to that Lynx Corporation collect, analyze, and utilize their biometric data to better the lives of themselves and the coworkers. You agree that they are allowed to perform psychological tests on you at any time with or without your knowledge. You also hereby grant permission to the company to garnish wages in case you basically blow stuff up and cause them financial loss. Also grant permission to Lynx the authority in perpetuity to record and own their DNA and to create new entities with that DNA. No restrictions or limits. So basically, they harvest your DNA and they can make clones years and decades and centuries after you're, well, truly dead, I guess. I also grant them permission to harvest and manipulate and, well, actually not to harvest, to study, manipulate, and reciprocate and duplicate any and all gray and white matter. I'm assuming that's brain tissue. At any time for in the unfortunate event of my total and complete memory loss.
I have no memory. How do you know that you agreed to this?
Employees hereby grant permission to Lynx the authority to transfer any and all unpaid debts owed to Lynx and / affiliates to next of kin in the event that they are terminated, disappear, and / or permanently perish. And Lynx also reserves the right to terminate the contract at any time without notice or payment in lieu with no requirement of sufficient clauses. I'm assuming the paragraph that they don't see is that if this contract is still terminated, you are still required to pay off any debts, and they still own your DNA. That's accepted. Here we go. Hardspace Shipbreaker. I really hope this isn't copyrighted. If not, well, if it is, then, well, I guess this is the end of the video.
Each day he steps into the yard to earn his wages working hard. I pray to the stars and heaven above to return my daddy to those he loves. If there comes a time when he and death meet, bless the next cutter that takes his seat.
So I'm assuming the big station was the Morgan.
Welcome to Morgan Station. customary to observe a moment of silence for a departing shipbreaker. You'll soon learn this type of thing doesn't happen very often up here. Okay. Well, my name is Will. I'll be your eyes and ears when you're in the yard. Used to be a cutter myself until there were some, complications with one of my clone jobs, but never you mind about that. Let's get to work. Go ahead and open your work order, and let's get started.
So work order is tab.
You ever want to pay off your debt like Sullivan did? It's all about completing your work orders.
So to complete our first work orders, we have to thrust forward for 3 seconds and then thrust backwards for 3 seconds. And that's W, S, C is descend, Control is brake, Q and E is roll. I'm assuming that's space, which is ascend, so pretty basic stuff. That's 3. That's 3 back. Descend for 3 seconds. It's going to be difficult considering we're still on a pad. I'm assuming ascend is next. There we are. And brake for 3 seconds.
Alright. These next two maneuvers are tough for most worms to wrap their heads around because most of you have never spent time in zero G. We call them rolls. Give them a shot. Okay. Well, this here is your trusty training vest. On it and in it are salvageable objects to cut your teeth with. Let's give her a go, shall we?
I don't like the fact that the mouse is moving slowly. So we hold left mouse button to grapple. F to pressure an object when grappled. So use the grapple to detach the antenna. Stop. Up. Stop. Use the grapple tool and then salvage the antenna, which I believe is to go down here. So that's one.
Credits transferred.
The fact that I have to brake is probably going to get on my nerves eventually. But like I said, physics engine. Did that bounce off? I think that actually bounced off. Get back here.
Well, congratulations there, Cutter. Your very first pieces of salvage. Another billion or so of them antennas, and you will have completely wiped out your debt. I'm kidding, of course. Alright, Cutter, you ready to perform a little zero-G ship surgery? Let's boot up your scanner and see what we see. Now we're looking for cut points. Think of them as the chunks of glue that hold the key structural segments of the ship together.
So T to toggle the scanner. And we need to, one to equip the grapple. And then two to equip.
Got to go ahead from control to unlock your cutting tool. You may now equip the Stinger head mount. I'm uploading the final work order objective required to complete your certification rank 1 training, and yep, guessed it. Let's get them nacelles on the board with them new tools of yours.
Just cut those. Cut that right there. Did that work? I don't think that worked. Here we go. Come on. It's big, it's heavy, and it's slow moving. It's now also in free spin. But it looks like it's on target, so better not be slowing down. I guess it did slow down. You would think of something that doesn't actually have any sort of air resistance wouldn't slow down like that. But apparently it does. That's in the net.
Salvage secured.
As
Credits
is that.
deposited.
And that's what it's all about, Cutter. The more work orders you complete, the closer you get to hitting your certification quotas. Go ahead and see where you're at on earning your first cert.
Stop for a minute and then we hit escape. And certifications. Looks like we're actually completed, or at least for here. Certification quotas are reviewed at end of each shift. Okay. Oh, and that's the debt. 1 billion coin.
Earning certs gives you access to better upgrades and perks for your tools, gear, and equipment, as well as access to more valuable ships back in your hab. Speaking of which, let's mosey on over to your personal habitation unit right now, because that's what you do when you finish your shift. You didn't think Lynx made you sleep out here in the yard, did you? Weaver out.
Actually, yes. I fully expected them to do that. And I'm assuming this little thingy that we're now floating over and floating away from is the hab. So yes, let's end the shift. Quota complete. Congratulations, Shipbreaker. Your hard work has not gone unnoticed. You have achieved the prestiged rank of Basic Certification. Yes, we can now fully be expected to do this thing without killing ourselves. License upgrades. 1 modular laser cutter upgrade unlocked. Ship class 1 certification. So we salvage 2 antennas for 36,000 and salvage 2 nacelles for 150,000. Putting the total credits that we've earned so far to 186,000, which tax off the debt by that much. I do wonder what happens when you make the finish wipe out the entire debt. Does the game just end, or do you start making money?
Top of the morning to you, Cutter. As you know by now, this is your hab. I know it feels a bit flat right now, but I hear Lynx is looking into fixing it up real nice for you sometime in the near future. Anyway, says here you're gonna need an upgrade to complete your next certification rank. You're gonna like this one, Cutter. Let's check it out now, shall we?
Alright, so we get various upgrades. So the equipment, the modular laser cutter. The Class 6 industrial grade modular laser is the Shipbreaker's pride and joy. This model accepts a multitude of head mounts to cover any salvage situation. All Deli brand cutting tools are made with only the finest... I wonder why there's an asterisk. Heat-resistant materials, painstakingly assembled by skilled craftspeople at our Sea of Tranquility facility. Deli is, at least I think that's how you pronounce it, is not responsible for injury or death caused by improper or proper use, handling, care, or storage of the tool. Please read the enclosed tools and safety agreement for more details. So we have the Stinger license, which is high precision sustained beam, standard issue toolhead for all new members and associated interns of the Lynx salvage team. Then we also have the split saw, which is the upgrade we're getting now, I guess. It is a bifurcated beam cutting head, fires a splitting beam for a speedier and more capable ship disassembly. The cutting head can be rotated for ease of use. Purchase upgrade, sure, why not?
Now let's get back to the yard so you can try this sucker out.
So we also have the grapple, which, thrusters on the back, a cross-spectrum scanner, the helmet, and the spacesuit. I don't feel like reading all of that, so let's just proceed. We start the shift.
Okay, before we hop back in the yard, I want to show you the ship catalog. Here is where you find a selection of ships Lynx had deemed ready for salvage. As I said before, earning certifications will open up higher grade ships. But we gotta learn to walk before we run, Cutter, so let's get back to finishing your blade on that Lynx training vessel. We wrap.
I like how ready for salvage was in quotation marks. Makes me wonder if they're not so much salvaging the vessels as processing the ones gathered through less than legal means.
Its continued salvage link mandates each cutter salvage the max amount of value possible in a timely manner. Rewards and recognition may be given to top performers. Keep salvaging your existing ship. Yes.
Alright, Cutter, another shift, another credit. Today's goal is to complete your certification rank 2. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to light up that new split saw mode you've just upgraded in the hab. Go ahead and equip it now.
Okay, so am I looking at a bug right now, or is it supposed to not be visible? Let's try rebooting this.
Alright, Cutter, another shift, another credit. Today's goal is to complete your certification rank 2. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to light up that new split saw mode you've just upgraded in the hab. Go ahead and equip it now. Nice work there, Cutter. It's time to take the training wheel off and let you loose on this thing. My advice is to knock out your work order first, and then see if you can salvage every last bit of the training vessel. We call it using the whole buffalo. Wait not, want not, right, Cutter? Go get 'em, Tiger. We run.
Okay, so the two things on the side I believe are the processor and furnace. There's ones on each side with the grapple net used for also a place to dump things, and I believe from what I've seen so far, various pieces that you can salvage go in different spots. So like the various antenna that we handled last time. Go down into the net.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Come on. There we are.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Come on. So let's get the things that we've ripped off before down. Just for, well, fun, I guess. I don't like how that's actually bumping into us. Just chase it down. It should be moving fast enough to get in the net. There we go.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
That was the wrong head. I'm hoping I didn't damage the nacelle. Let me just push it from here. Yeah, it looks like it's heading in. Here we go.
Salvage secured.
Alright, now that the shiny important bits are out of the way. So this part of the outer hull, by the looks of it, went down, not back. Goes to the processor, as it says on the screen right above the O2 meter. So since I should have cut off all the little bits of it, it should just simply go out freely. And I guess I just push it into the processor chute.
Processing valuable object.
And in it goes.
Awarded.
And I'm assuming there's one processor and furnace on each side, so that way you don't end up, so that way you don't have to move everything around. So nice of them to be convenient like that. Just cut these parts right here. That should allow us to take off this side of the hull. If we can actually end up grappling it. Just wing it over here. I'm assuming that's landed, so anything that bounces in should end up going off. Alright, so the sides are off, so how do we get the top and the bottom? What if they just pop off? Stop. To salvage some sort of soft crate. Guessing those are the soft crates. So that goes down in the furnace. I guess I didn't need to salvage the side pieces.
Salvage
I
deposited.
think I knocked it off of
Credit
alignment.
transferred.
Oops. Didn't realize it was caught onto the bottom. Stop. I have to keep remembering to brake every time I want to stop moving.
Salvage secured.
Alright, so we got more cut points in here. I'm assuming the bar on top is our time. I don't know if that's what was keeping the top and the bottom going. It was.
Valuable object processed. Credit awarded.
So we just yank these two pieces off. I'm assuming we can just simply push the rest into the furnace. Or at least we would if it wasn't too heavy. Just cut off one whole side. We did cut off one whole side, right? Nope, it's still connected right here. Now we should have removed one whole side.
Deposit accepted.
Looks like we completed the work order.
Now get back to your halves to end your shift and spend them shiny new links tokens on upgrading your gear. We've wrapped.
Let's go ahead and shove the rest of us in here. In you go. Where's that last piece? Oh, there we are. Random floaty bar.
Raw
Stop.
material processed. Credit deposited.
Grab this. Aim it just right. And fire. And what ship? I think there's still like one or two pieces left, but and it looks like we're out of time. And we're good. Alright, so quota complete. Congratulations, Shipbreaker. Your hard work has not gone unnoticed. You have achieved the prestigious rank of Recruit. New rank 3. And 1 held utility grapple. Upgrades unlocked. Alright, so we again salvaged 2 antennas, salvaged 2 nacelles. We also salvaged almost 2,500 kilograms of nanocarbon panel, 225 kilograms of nanocarbon, just shy of 1,700 kilograms worth of aluminum panel, 3 soft crates, 324 kilograms of aluminum structure, 198 kilograms of scrap, and unfortunately we allowed some nanocarbon, some titanium, and some panels and aluminum panels and structure to be destroyed because I'm assuming they ended up down the wrong chute because they were attached to things that ended up in the right chute. But that's only a little over 200 kilograms of stuff, whereas I salvaged quite a bit more than that. End up making 370,150.1 coin. That's going down.
Well,
Every day another dollar.
congratulations on completing certification rank 2 there, Cutter. Now that you've proven you kind of know what you're doing out there, Lynx has a present for you. Go ahead and make your way to the equipment upgrade screen and let's see what we see.
So our handheld utility grapple. Don't be afraid of the handheld utility grapple. Instead, think of this handy little device for making your job so easy. This model's a 5th generation van der Waals field emitter device, Y-09 Mark 8-J. A bunch of, well, the Gen 5 VDW Fed Y-9 Mark 8-J for short.
Yeah, that's not much shorter.
It's capable of moving massive pieces of salvage. It can be outfitted to place remote tether fields for complex operations. Lynx would like to remind all employees that spreading rumors of the deleterious health effects from van der Waals field exposure against the employee discipline and conduct agreement. Alright, so that must be what they were talking about. And so we have a tether module. Purchase the license for remote continuous van der Waals medium tensor or tether. Tethers can be deployed to establish 2 electromagnetic anchors that pull objects along a field medium.
Repeat after me, Cutter. Tethers are your friends. Let's select your next ship and head out into the yard to try them out.
Okay. Let's start a new shift. View ship catalog, because we kind of threw everything that we had into the scrappers. Alright, so we actually get a ship to work on now, the Calamity Mark 9. Calamity 9, it's a mackerel training, Lynx corporate salvage easy. Total mass 72,490 kilograms, total value, we'll just say just shy of 3.7 million. As a core system of a Mark 1 reactor. And various resources, of which the icons I don't actually recognize. And looks like the hazard levels ratings are low, although it's got 2 points for fire, 1 for ice, 1 for electric, and 2 for, I'm assuming, radiation. Not quite certain what that symbol means. If it's important, we'll find out.
Probably because we encounter it and then explode.
Let's select. Ship claim. Claiming a new ship will clear the salvage bay of your existing ship. All remaining salvage will be forfeited to Lynx. Begin salvage. Well, other than the fact that I left about 1 piece of rebar left, let's go do it.
Alright, Cutter. This here mackerel is stripped down, but there's still plenty there for us to sink our teeth into, such as how we're going to deal with pressurized area. But before we get into all that, let's try out your tethers. Your tethers are far stronger than the line on your grapple. Use them when you're trying to move objects that are much heavier than you are. Also, tethers stack, meaning the more you use, the stronger the pull you get out of them. If you put them in the right place, that is.
So I'm assuming we have to connect them here. And now where are we going? The cutters are temporarily disabled to prevent unnecessary destruction of company equipment by inexperienced cutters. I'm guessing that's what we need to do. I'm guessing the cells already start pre-cut. I will not complain. Free stuff.
Nice work, Cutter. Like I said, tethers are your friends. Once you get the hang of them, you can get pretty creative with how you use them.
What did that say? Dang.
Alright, now for the fun stuff. And when I say fun, I mean incredibly dangerous. Next, we're going to learn about pressurization. According to links, decompression events are the #1 cause of death. And as a result, cloning. Alright, let's open up your scanner and see what we see.
Can I rip off the antennas first? I'm gonna rip off the antennas first.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Spare money? Alright, so let's see what we're looking at. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Nanocarbon, cut point, panel heavy, panel light. Okay.
Let's see if we can crack into this ship without making her pop. See that airlock over there?
Nope.
Let's go check it out.
So F is interact, 4 is helmet light. I guess the airlock's on this side. Explains why I couldn't find it. Stop.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
So who gets this thing pressurized?
Airlocks is always a good idea, but there may be times later when you encounter ships without functioning airlocks. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, Cutter. For now, let's get inside. Alright, let's see if there's a way to depressurize this sucker so we can get to work on it. Look for an atmosphere regulator. If it's working, this device will let us depressurize the room safely. You don't want to trigger a violent decompression. Believe me. Alrighty, I'm lighting up your recorder with the rest of the objectives for this ship.
Alright, so we gotta look at the reactor.
There she is.
Which is this
the
thing?
reactor. That's your meal ticket right there, Cutter. Alright, this one's pretty easy. She should just slide out of her cooling casing with a good yank from your grapple. But before you do that, it's always a good idea to clear a path for her straight to the barge, because once you pull it, she starts melting down. And when it comes to reactors, you never know how many ticks you got till she goes boom. Alright, the way you complete your work order from here on out is entirely up to you. Let's show Link so Weaver still knows how to turn worms into shipbreakers, alright? Good luck, Cutter. Weaver out.
Okay, so do I get my, say cutting board? Okay, not what I was aiming for, but okay. Wanted these parts. Wait, are they not cutting? Stop. They are cutting. Okay. Alright, so that completely removes this. What is this? Processor. Alright, so this goes to the processor. Guessing this is a chunk of the outer hull? Yes, it is. Okay. Stop. Feed it to there. So I need to salvage nanocarbon and the reactor. We'll just chop all these off. And they start floating away. Alright. Now what exactly is this? Alright, so whatever this is, this goes to the barge.
Salvage secured.
Process the light.
Credits deposited.
Saw one here. So let's just rip this off. Take it out. And shoot it down.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Same with this light, although we need to be careful not to touch the reactor, because the reactor's right next to it.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
As we smack into things. Alright, so now we have these loose hull plates. Let's feed them to the processor. Let's feed them to separate processors.
Credits deposited.
Okay, so I think I cut off the floor. No, there's still one access point. Two, actually. Hang on.
Processing valuable objects. Credits awarded.
Get this away from the ship and then send it back down to the processor. Bunches of random junk. I wonder, can we actually depressurize the airlock?
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Alright, so we depressurize the airlock so we don't have to worry about cutting into that by accident. So we need the reactor out now. And we do technically have a straight shot for it. So let's try the thingy. Stop. Away it goes.
Good. Well, Cutter, looks like you can manage on your own for a bit, which is good, because I just got assigned another worm on a salvage station on the other side of Earth Village. Just a reminder that your training amounts for O2, tethers, and fuel will be reset once you start your next shift. I'll be back to check in on you from time to time, but until then, remember this. Measure twice, cut once, Good luck out there, Cutter. Weaver out.
Alright, so let's just chop out the housing that kept the reactor in place. Feed that into the ever-hungry blue maw. What I'd like to know is if the reactor is capable of meltdown, what's protecting it while it's in the barge?
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Alright, so now I gotta get to the sides of this thing. Or, well, you know what? Let's cut here. And here. Let's rip off this light.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
That goes there. Alright, so this is the front of the ship, I guess. So all this stuff needs to go to the barge. Rip these seats out. Apparently I can't back out because I'm hitting a wall because I can't see. Yeah, it looks like it went in. Stop. Don't know what that was, but it's going into the net. There's the chair.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Ripping off whatever this is. Just trying to. Come on.
Salvage
Oh, it's a
secured.
computer terminal.
Credits
Okay.
deposited.
Alright, so I guess we cut here. And here. And here. And here. So, what does that get me? I wonder if I can rip this thing off. I guess not. So the light looks like it goes to the barge.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Are there any cut points in here?
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Stop. Should probably be focusing on the more important bits, but
Credits deposited.
that actually bounced off the side of the net. Oops. I'm not going for it, so oh well. Come on, out the door. Out the door. Alright, that's getting flung God knows where. What exactly was that? On the plus side, it shifted off the entire front part, so I can now cut through here. Yank this part clean off. That should do it for that side. Yep.
Processing valuable objects. Credit reward.
This goes in the blue maw. So how to get the front of the cockpit off? What's this? Oh, it says it goes into the net, so that's where it goes.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Stop. Up. Let's see where it's connected. Oh, that just bounces off. Okay. Is the front of this actually connected anywhere?
Salvage deposit accepted. Credit transferred.
See what happens when I do this. And then this. Okay, how exactly do I release the tethers? Alright, so where is it still connected to? Because the cockpit looks like it would be worth a lot of money. Well, I guess we could at the very least pull the storage bin out.
Salvage secured. Credit deposited.
Alright, that one haywire. Maybe it doesn't go into the... No, we'll just feed the rest of the processor. Not helpful.
Processing. Credits deposited. Deposit not accepted.
Alright, so apparently we lost some glass, but apparently the door was supposed to go into the processor. Let's yank all these lights off real quick.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Come on, you light. Thank you. It goes there. This goes here. Now watch these lights not be worth it. Not worth like the time that it takes to yank them out.
Credits deposited.
Fire them into the net. I don't even know if that one made it.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
And then that goes that way. Rip this off. Fire it into the net. This piece goes in here.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Alright, so this is the airlock, so I think I actually cut into it. Well, it looks like the sides go into the furnace. Alright, processor it is. Chop it down. Of course, I think it's still technically attached to the rest of the ship, so... Are we not moving? I think it's actually pulling the entire thing in with it. Ah, yes. Oops.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
So what are you? Looks like it just fits into the processor. So we'll just go do that.
Valuable objects processed. Credits awarded.
So how do I get the airlock off? Guessing that's cut right there. Gotta add the brake on. Slice it right here. And here. Yeah, it attaches everything, right? Yeah, it looks like that's attached. Shove the back end of the frame into the furnace. Or not. So what's still attached? I may never know. Almost went in with it. Still might, actually.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
I prefer not to feed the red maw with myself. And I'm guessing we're now out of time, so let's just get back to the hab. Yeah, well, stealth's on a bunch of nanocarbon. And there we are. Quota complete. Congratulations, Shipbreaker. Your hard work has not gone unnoticed. You've achieved the prestige rank of beginner. Unlocked 3 module laser cutter upgrades, 3 handheld utility grapple upgrades, 2 thruster upgrades, 1 cross-spectrum spanner upgrade, 1 helmet upgrade, 2 worksuit upgrades, and a ship class 2 certification. Alright, so we took out the twin nacelles, took out 2 antenna, cut through the nanocarbon, titanium, more panels. Yeah, 12 lights. Lights probably aren't really worth it. The reactor plate. 1 seat, I guess the other one bounced off. 1 computer terminal, 3 storage bins, 2 doors, structural titanium, thruster class 1 cap. I'm guessing that was the thing on the back. Aluminum, more panel, and then we lost 3 computer terminals. I guess they bounced off. I'm thinking that was what went haywire. A couple of nanocarbon and aluminum. Some aluminum structure. 2 door consoles. 2 atmospheric regulators. Bunch of glass. 16 lights were destroyed. a whole bunch of nanocarbon door in the airlock, in 3 airlock consoles. So it can be 3 air. I guess 1 on the front, 1 on the back, and 2 in the middle. Oh, and then 1 in the middle. But you know what? I couldn't cut the airlock off, so what do you want me to do? Made it just over 2.2 million. That's a good morning reminder, Min. I did not get to finish reading that. Alright, so the Link's daily fees, resurrection fee of, well, 0 because it didn't die, 1.01% interest.
So kind of them to be lenient on the interest.
Bay licensing fee, bay transport fees, cutter rental, grapple rental, hab rent, hab utilities, helmet rental, scanner rental, suit rental. I like the fact that the suit and the helmet are considered 2 separate items, and thruster rentals. So total daily fees are just under $500,000. And that adds to the debt, whereas the salvage total subtracts from it. And I guess that's the end of the tutorials. Alright, so let's take a look at the equipment. Everything seems to be fine, so I guess I can't purchase the things until I'm rank 5. So the helmet has the O2 capacity. Cross-sector spectrum scanner allows for more structures and see more objects. And then I have access to fuel capacity and speed for the thrusters. Grapple can get increased range, increased strength, larger tether amount. It's the push module, charge push, increased force. Apparently I can't actually purchase the grapple until I get to rank 9. And the cutter's just cutting more things. Better heat capacity, better cooldown. Well, since we need O2 to breathe, let's grab that real quick. I was hoping just to buy everything, spend all the points to buy everything outright first, but if I don't have access to that, and I don't have enough Link's points to actually get anything else, I don't think, so we'll just head back and start our shift. So we don't have anything to salvage anymore, because I threw it all into the various maws. So no, let's try the Calamity 9 again, just for extra practice. And starting today, we actually have to worry about O2. We also have only access to 10 tethers. Looks like the nacelle start unlocked, and that was to this berth. That's a waste of a tether. I like how there's not supposed to be any smoking in the berth, given the fact that it's open to the vacuum of hard space, so you couldn't really smoke to begin with, mostly because there'd be no oxygen to burn the cigarette, and well, you'd suffocate because you wouldn't have a helmet.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
So what are my work orders? Again, salvage the reactor and salvage metal and nanocarbon. So just basically toss everything where it's supposed to go. Stop. Activate the airlock.
Airlock pressure level dropping. Airlock pressure level increasing.
Oh look, what looks like chips. So kind of them to keep food on the... Also kind of them to provide snacks, I guess. So let's depressurize
Air pressure level
this.
decreasing.
Okay, stop. Come on. Let's start making holes so we can get in and out. I'm not gonna worry about the lights anymore. I don't think they were really worth the effort. You go there. You go there.
Caution. Tether supplies are low. Processing valuable object. Credit awarded.
Slice off everything. So I think that's all the input trust, but no, I blew up a bag of chips. Make that 2 bags of chips. So that's off. Was wondering why they were seen breathing, but I think I have over half my O2 left still. Come on. Let's get these into the correct malls.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
One tether left, and the floor should now be practically completely gone. So,
Object accepted for processing. Credit deposited.
stop.
Warning.
Get the reactor out.
Depleted. Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Alright, we're good there. We're also out of tethers for now. Just gonna push these
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
the old-fashioned way. No, you don't. Just need to salvage
Hey,
more.
Cutter, I need you to head back to the kiosk on the starting platform to fill up your O2. Stat. Weaver out.
Thanks, Weaver.
Welcome to Metatron 9000. Thank you for your purchase.
That
Oxygen
refills
levels
the oxygen.
stabilizing.
Let's also get more tethers. I don't think I need either of these. Gotta fix up the suit and helmet. This repairs the integrity of the tools and equipment back at the hab. I don't really need anything else, so let's just continue on. Guessing I can't cut through the glass yet. Or can I? Can't actually tell. No, it looks like it's cut. Of course, it's probably also fixed on the sides. That goes in.
Deposit accepted.
Stop. Up. Stop. I don't like the fact that you can't break while grappling something. You're still connected, aren't you? Fine, this piece. Yeah, it looks like it's going in. Stop.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
Cutter, there's 5 minutes remaining in this shift. Get in while the getting's good. We're out.
Okay, so I see the shift timer. This may be problematic. But stop. Fire that off.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Grab these. Let's grab these computer terminals.
Salvage
I guess the bar at the top
Credits
is
deposited.
how much of the ship is left, I guess.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Guess that means I should be focusing more on nanocarbon than I am.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Still need nanocarbon for the work order. And I think the airlock is actually still pressurized, so let's depressurize
Airlock
that.
pressure levels dropping.
So we don't have to worry about any sort of explosive decompression. And let's get at the innards of this thing. Or I should say the sides. So let's make our own door. Okay, fine, you can hang right there for now. Up and in. So can you be moved now? Maybe. I do see outside. Okay, off you go into the blue mall. You can go as well.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
And you. Our makeshift door is now free.
All right, Cutter. Wrap it up. You got about a minute left.
Get back here. Stop.
Cutter, make your way back to the kiosk on the starting platform to fill up your own tube.
Dang it.
It's coming. Trust me on this one. Weaver out.
I only got 36 seconds
Valuable
left.
object processed. Credits awarded.
Welcome to Metatron 9000.
Just in time for the work shift to end. Alright, so I lost the various food packages, a bunch of lights, and some structure. But I managed to get 2 seats, 2 of the computer terminals out, reactor again, and more fun stuff, ranking 1.3 coin, well, 1.3 million coin.
I do find it interesting that a daily work shift is 15 minutes. You'd think if this was real life, they'd expect you out there for at least 8 hours.
But I made more profit than I had loss. Wrong button. Let's take a look at equipment. They're still mostly durable. Let's increase our speed, just simply because, in case we run out of O2 again. And let's continue salvaging. And we have the exact same amount that we had left, so let's actually top off the thruster fuel.
Thank you for your purchase. Have a nice day.
And I'm close to the maximum number of tethers, so I shouldn't need any more. And I have no new work orders, so it's just basically finished cutting. So I'm curious if the front panels, just on this side. Okay, so that's been completely cut off. I mean, this light is technically right here, so yank this off and fire it. Oh, that was the...
Salvage
Oops.
secured. Credits deposited.
That's where that ended up.
Caution. Tether supplies running low.
So this is completely detached to begin with, so I guess we can just shove that into the blue maw.
Credits deposited.
Had I known that that was completely off, I wouldn't have needed to cut a hole in the side, but oh well. And now we can cut through here. And once again I cut into the airlock.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
These sides can come off. Guessing these two parts aren't removed yet. Also have to cut off the front parts. Well, while I'm here, might as well cut a new door. I need to see that the work order is still complete. Okay, so the front part should be unconnected. Let's get you out.
Credits awarded.
And then you go into the red maw. And I was right, this is still connected here.
Warning. No tethers remaining.
So I'm left once again trying to figure out where do I cut to remove
Object accepted for processing. Credits posited.
because there is nothing to cut the airlock off, at least not yet. And so that side should be completely cut off, and I probably should get tethers. I'm just tossing half the frame into the red maw. Just when they said you could grapple onto things, it'll pull you closer.
Welcome to Vintatron 9000.
Alright, so let's refuel on oxygen and tethers.
Have a nice day.
I would say that the one side's already cut, but still cut on this frame here. Go. So this so this side should now be completely free, which means into the red maw it goes. Since I have no idea how to get the airlock off, at the very least, maybe it's inside the airlock. Are there any cuttable portions in here? I guess not, although I did kind of cut through everything. Oh well.
Deposit accepted.
Get through there. So, into the red maw you go. Let's fire some detritus into the net. Let's toss you into the red maw.
Material deposited.
So what else do I have left in the cockpit to salvage? Just these storage pieces and that one computer panel. And they all should go into the net,
Account credit applied.
whereas the actual cockpit area
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Let's grab the light because I'm just looking right at it.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
So there should be one left, one computer panel left. Snag that, rip it out the front windshield. Because last time I took a computer panel out the door, it started sparking on everything.
Salvage secured. Credits
Is there
deposited.
anything else I want from this thing? No?
Southern, you got 5 minutes left in this shift. Knock out that work order before they turn the lights out on you. We wrap.
Okay, so there are no cut points on the inside. Now let's just go through the door. So I guess we just feed the rest of it to the red maw. That goes to the wrong maw. That just gets flunked God knows where. You're not going in. There you are.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
Well, you know, if I could somehow get the panel, the nanocarbon panel off the rest of the scrap, I would. I can't. It's not yet. And that's the ship. So running low on O2. So let's just stock up on everything while we're here. Even though it's probably a waste because I had over half my tethers left and all that fun stuff.
Have a nice day.
And we end the shift because there's no more shift to cut. Alright, so we salvaged 3 lights, well, 9,500 kilograms of nanocarbon panels, 3,600 kilograms of nanocarbon, 723 titanium structures, 1 thruster cap again, just shy of 4,000 kilograms of aluminum panels, just over 2,800 kilograms of aluminum structure, 25 kilograms of scrap, 4 storage bins, 2,200 kilograms of titanium scrap, 1 computer terminal, 40 kilograms of glass, and then we lose 19 lights, 31 and a whole bunch of, well, stuff. Because I haven't figured out yet how to remove the remaining nice bits from everything else. And we only earn 925,978.4 credits because all of the nice expensive stuff we handled last shift. The profit still exceeds the expenses, so we're good on that front. And on that note, I shall call it here.
Everybody stay safe from the plague and have a good day.